It's Week 14 of the National Football League, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the football team and the Seahawks, and it's coming up next. Come on, let's get them!
Renamed in late 2020, there's a look at Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Washington football team. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in off a loss last time out, but they're still in the midst of a good stretch here. Winners of 7 of their last 9 games. Meanwhile, for visiting Washington, they come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. Zone for a touchback. Seattle's first go on offense forthcoming, and under center, of course, Russell Wilson.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off.
Coming up. And Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been...
It's a take what you can get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down by about Wilson. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And he is going to have a long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. This is Carson. He is going nowhere as he is in. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
And inside the...
It looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job
about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering.
And this time he is in. Chris Carson, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on the opening drive. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Start at the 25-yard line. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, he tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 30.
Good for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
This will be caught by Brown. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40.
He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Rolling to his left. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember,
after the interception, here's Wilson. And just not enough.
Completion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with the tight end. Let him get some rack. Yeah,
when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Here's Wilson to throw. And that one goes incomplete. And Santos able to put this one up and through. A couple of extra defensive backs in the ball game here on 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun. Tyson. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he works it across the
tight end. And he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
He'll have a first down past the 40. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Here we go. Handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get out or a lack of confidence, right? But right now, I'm just wondering about that interior line, because on defense, they're starting to get manhandled at the point of attack. Do they have it in them to make a play on the football?
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. This one caught by Isabella. And that'll walk.
Defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them.
And his kick here is good. Still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again. I know I spend a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. So he used that frame right there to absorb.
Wilson. And that nearly. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again is Wilson. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Chase Young racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks would extend their lead here just before halftime. You normally talk about the mobility and the accuracy first, but the arm strength, that's what can turn Russ into danger Russ.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because
halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you.
It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start calling back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
And pass
will call an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And that is going to sail wide right. It's no good. Here's Carson, and this has been a familiar sight all afternoon. They They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind.
But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he'll go out of. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And it's complete. They're going to get the first. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive. Missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, but it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive.
Like subtle tweaks to it. Otherwise, there's no sense even going into a ball game. A lot of times that's what they do. Just find a little subtle thing, one little change, and maybe it can make things a little bit better.
And able to get this
score lead in the third quarter. They almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's into the hands of Pascal. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by...
Get with him and say, all right, my man, what do you need? What's going on here? So he's one person he can lean on. He's going to have to lean on that guy right now.
Shoves him aside. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 10. Throwing is Wilson. Oh, Pascal able to haul that one in. And he takes his session. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They run it with Carson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Seahawks look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the deficit.
So right about that, but even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament, and
back to throw. Tyson. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Another solid game-changing play for this defense for the interception. At this point, though, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control.
And you always hear about, those stories about someone left their game plan behind and maybe you benefit from it. I'm not going to say that.
For 2, here's 2nd and 8. They run again with Carson. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's... So the victory here for Seattle. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Seahawks, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Arizona Cardinals next week. Meanwhile, for Washington, you wonder what this will do to their playoff prospects as they fall to 8-5. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins.